Kumlena Black Gemara. We are now up to the Pei Chesed Aleph. This is Sunday, Zion Tishrei. So we're talking about when a woman has to swear when she collects a ksuva. We talked about a pagan ksuvasa if she reduces the amount that is owed on the ksuva, and then we said if she collects from the chasim shabadim, from the estate that was sold on to others, or from Yisayim, she has to swear. Says in the chasim shabadim, we learned over there. Likewise, v'chein hayisayim lo yifru ela b'shvua, that Yisayim do not pay only. They don't get paid only with a shvua. You don't pay the Yisayim only if they are prepared to swear. Man, what are you talking about? Are you telling me that a borrower owes them money and you're making the orphan swear to collect it, after the father passed away? If the father was alive, he wouldn't have to swear. If he has a contract and says, you owe me money, you don't have to, the father doesn't have to swear, he owes the money. The inu b'shvua, they have to swear, and they have to swear. Why would the Yisayim have to swear? They have a contract there. Why should they have to swear? Since we say that Yisayim don't have to pay out any debts unless you swear to them that you never collected, you never got paid before. So if one group of Yisayim are the lenders and the other groups are the borrowers, la yifru el b'shvua. The lenders, those Yisayim cannot collect from the borrower Yisayim unless they are prepared to swear. Amar Rav Zika said, he said, this is not talking about that they have to swear in order to collect money. Elish Amru Yisayim, the Yisayim say, Amalano Abba, our father said, Levisi Paraiti. When the Yisayim, the lenders, come forward with a contract loan and they say, you owe our father $100, and the borrowers Yisayim say, our father told us he took a borrow the money, but he paid it back. Okay, so in that case we say that the lender's children has to swear that you do not pay back our father and you owe us money. But if the borrower's children said that our father never borrowed the money, then then even if the shvur, they don't have to pay. They don't have to pay. If they say you never borrowed the money in the first place, they don't have to pay. Says the Gemara, Maskal Rav has a question. Adrab, on the contrary. If they say they didn't borrow, is as if they didn't pay. Right? If their father never borrowed the money, then obviously he never paid it back. The fact is that the lender's children have in their hand a contract which says that the borrowers owes them, the children owe them money. So and since the borrower's children say that our father said he never borrowed, it means he never paid. You never paid, you owe us the money. End of the story. I don't even have to swear. He borrowed and pay back, then they have to swear that no, he did not pay it back. They said that our father said he never borrowed, then the children don't have to swear. Anyway, says I didn't borrow as if I didn't pay. So we definitely established you guys didn't pay. We've established that there's a loan outstanding because there's a contract, so why swear? The nifrash if the guy is away overseas and the woman wants to collect the ksuva, she can go into the state, but she has to swear. She has to swear that the man did not already pay her out or give her some partial payment or something from the ksuva. Says the Gemara, Sar Habira was his name. He said, when do we say that you have to swear? And you have a right if there's a debt, you can go into his estate, his assets, and take them and sell them to reimburse that person. Only comes to the ksuva woman. We want to make it easier for her that should be interested in getting married, because if the husband leaves, she can still get reimbursed. But when it comes to a lender, no, you cannot just walk into somebody's estate if they're not around, present, and confiscate part of the estate and sell it on. You can't seize the estate. However, even about chayiv, if it came to due date and the guy's overseas, you have every right to go in and seize properties. Why? You have to get a court order. We don't want people to start taking advantage. They'll borrow money right, left, and center, and then abscond. And they'll abscond somewhere overseas, and that's it. And we can't. And all of his assets are preserved. We won't interfere. Can't do that. Want to intervene? The Atanoils, but they definitely love him. What you can do is you can shut the door before all borrowers. People say, what do I need it for? I don't get any interest. I'm just doing a favor, and you're making me tzaras. What do I need it for? We need to make it as easy as possible for people who lend money to be able to collect it back. Says the Gemara, Shimon says, Shimon's wording was, as long as she asks for a ksuva, you already make her swear. Sounds like he's being machmer on whatever was said before. So we're trying to understand what is he trying to say. Rab Shimon Ahai. On which case of the mission is he talking about? Amar Rabbi Yirmiyah said, Aha. On the following case, the case we just learned, the Mishnah said if the husband is not present, we can go intervene, but he have to swear. It makes no difference. He left, didn't leave behind enough food to take care of his wife and children. So we can go ahead, intervene, and sell some of the assets. It makes no difference. If, let's say, the husband's overseas, sent her a get with her shliach, and now she wants to collect the we will go into his properties, seize them, sell them, and pay her out. That's what the Tanna Kama said. Comes along Rab Shimon, he says, no. Kolzman, he says, Kolzman shetevas ksuvasa yosha mashbin oisa. That when she comes to collect the ksuva, the Yoshim can go ahead and make her swear. Ain a tavas ksuvasa, but if she's not asking for a ksuva, ain Yoshin mashbin oisa. If she's not asking for a ksuva, in other words, she's only asking for sustenance, for mezainih, for example, you cannot make him swear. You cannot, and the husband's away overseas, we go in, take properties and sell it, you cannot make her swear, and so on. And where does that come from? They're arguing actually, but plukta the chanan we're going to have later on in Kesuvos, between chanan, the last page, between chanan ubnei kohenim gdolim, chanan and the children of the kohenim gdolim. We're not sure exactly the other. Now we live in the Mishnah. Misha halachim did say, yeah, a guy goes overseas, the ishte tavas mezainis, and the wife says, I need to sustain myself. Chanan says, we trust her implicitly, we help her out, we sell property, wherever it is, doesn't swear, tishba b'seif. All the way at the end, if she one day comes to collect the ksuva, then we're going to say to her, let's say she becomes a widow. Well, let's say eventually he divorces her, and now she says, I want my ksuva, we're going to say, 1 second. Swear that you didn't keep some of the money that we gave you for mezainis and you pocketed it for your own self. If you did, we're going to deduct that from the ksuva, which is exactly what Rav Shimon says, that she swears when she collects a ksuva. That's chanun. And they argue the b'nei kohen. They say tishba betchila ubasayv. They say no, you have to swear when she wants the food from mezainis. She has to swear then that he didn't leave any money for her. And then again, by the ksuva, she didn't pocket any of the money for herself. So Rab Shimon holds like Chanan, and the Rabban holds like Bnei Kohen Gedolim. The Rab Shimon, we don't make a swear until she collects the ksuva, and the Rabban holds like Bnei Kohen Gedolim. Maskell Rab Shimon asked, if so, the word doesn't make sense. What did Rab Shimon say? Whether the Yoshim make her swear, but if you tell me the husband is overseas, what Yoshim? There's no Yoshim, he's still alive. The husband is overseas. Who are we dealing with over here? There's no heirs when the person's alive. It's the bezdin whether they should intervene. So what's the wording that Shimon uses? Yorshin, so therefore, it must be Shimon saying something totally different. Aha! It goes on the following case. On the previous mission, she went from the cemetery to her family, or to his family. The loinas is apotrufaya, and the end of the mission is if she did not become an administrator, and then ein hayoshim mashbin, so they cannot make her swear. The im nas is apotrufaya. If you became administrator, then they could make her swear because make sure you didn't pocket any money. Yoshin mashbin, that she didn't embezzle anything. They can only make a swear from now on, not about the past. But they do not make a swear about the past. But also Rab Shimon comes along, Rab Shimon says, Kolzman shetevas ksuvasa, and Rab Shimon disagrees. He says that if she goes to the assignment and demands payment of a ksuva, then Yoshin mashbin oisa. Then the Yoshin actually have a right to make her swear. As we'll see in a minute, what's the logic in that? That he make us swear. And sorry, I just lost the place. Also, as long as she's demanding ksuba yorshin mashbin, so they can make a swear. Ain't a tavas if she's not asking the ksuba, then ain't a yorshin mashbin. They don't make a swear. They're arguing the plukta the abba shol but abana. They're arguing about a whole different thing, and that's as follows. Now we learned apatrufas shimineu ava yisaimim. If let's say somebody was appointed by the father of the assignment to administrate over his affairs. Yishba, they can make him swear that he was honest and integrity is beyond a shadow. Or Benu Bezdin, but if Bezdin appoints somebody, and Bezdin would not appoint someone unless they checked his credentials. Lo Yishava. It's in a way you're insulting the Bezdin if you're going to say that people who work for the Bezdin need to swear to prove their integrity. Abba Shol says exactly the opposite. He said Chiluf Advarim, and he says. Minayu Bezdin Yishava. Bezdin appoints somebody can swear, nobody gets offended because people are very happy to work for the Bezdin because it gives them a lot of credibility. If Bezdin can trust them, even though they have to swear, it gives them a lot of credibility. They can get loans from people. People are happy to do that. But if a father Yisayim appoints somebody, if you're going to make them swear, why would they do it? What do they get nothing to gain, doing a favor, helping out these orphans. Why would they do that? So Rav Shimon holds like Abba Shol. Rav Shimon holds like the Abba Shol, and he says, I want that when they demand the ksuva, you make him pay, and in other words, Shimon holds that if she became the administrator, we do not make her swear at all, because if the father appointed her, even though he died already, you cannot make her swear. However, and that's what Shimon is saying. That they can't, if she's not asking for a ksuva, she's just an administrator, you cannot make her swear the shavua that an administrator normally has to make, because if she's appointed by their father, by her husband. And the Rabban hold that Rabban, no. They hold that only a minu bezin you cannot make swear. But if the husband appointed her, probably why would you do such a big favor? Probably you owe them something, and therefore you can make her swear. You don't have to wait for the ksuva. Maskula Abaye said the wording again is wrong. So Hai Kolzman Shetevas Ksavosa, these words, as long as the demanding ksuva, that's not what the word is. It should be Im Tevas Abaye. You're saying that the Yisayim, the way you understand Pshat right now, the Yisayim according to Rav Shimon cannot demand from her a shvua even though the father died and she's continuing to be administrator. And Rav Shimon holds like Abba Shol that you cannot make her swear if appointed by the husband. We cannot make her swear because otherwise nobody's going to want to become executive of state. So people, what for? And we have to swear. What I need this whole hassle for? So if that's what he's saying, then he shouldn't say Cole's man as long as he should say. And if she asks for a ksuva, then you can make her swear. Aha, I'll tell you what he's talking about. On the previous mission, it says. Kosla, which was started today's shir. Kosla neder shvoi. If he says to her, Elayich, he says to her, I'm not going to make you make a swear. Ein yochel ashbi, and then he cannot make a swear. If he says neder shvoi ein li v'loy liyorshai v'loy leboim b'shusi alayich, he says that I, my children, those who buy from me, will not make you swear about anything that any dealings you had with me. V'al yorshai v'al leboim b'shusich, and also that not only you won't have to swear, but nor that your heirs and nor those who buy from you. Ain't yochel lahashvia, so therefore you can never make the swear lahu la yoshel lahabayim should say nobody lahi la yeshav lahabayim should say. But also Rabbi Shimon Lemeiman and Rabbi Shimon says, even though you clearly stipulated that my children cannot make you swear, that means even if you're collecting a ksuva, they cannot make you swear. But Rabbi Shimon says, I agree with Abba Shol ben Ima Miriam, who said that what should I do when the law is if you're collecting money from an orphan, you need to swear. Even though the husband made this contingent that there's no shvus, he cannot override at the Kanzar Chamim. Also, Shimon Lemeiman. As long as she's asking for the ksuva, Yoshin mashbin oisa. The Yoshin can make her swear, even though the father clearly stipulated that he won't. And why? Because Kamiflagi, they're arguing the plukta the Abba Shol ben Ima Miriam v'Rabbanan. They're arguing in the argument in Abba Shol, the son of Ima Miriam, we had before in the Rabbanan. Rav Shimon holds like Abba Shol that says, what should I do? The Chachamim said that if you collect from Yisayimim, you need to swear. And we'll have more erich there that the only exception is if there's ribus or chels, but if there's interest chewing up, then they have to pay quickly. But the Rabbanan hold like Rabbanan that know that if the father stipulated there's no shvur, there's no shvur. Maskiv lo, Rav Papa said, okay. Rav Shimon said two parts. He said, as long if she's asked for a ksuva, you make her swear. But if she does not ask for ksuva, you don't make her swear. What do you mean by that second clause? If you don't ask for ksuva, says you explained very nicely. Kolzman shetevas ksuva. Ain't it tevas ksuva? How you can explain the part? But if she's not asking for ksuva, you cannot make her swear, as if to argue with somebody else who says differently. Remember the Mishnah before, what kind of shvuah can a husband make? So the Mishnah said before, only if she was an administrator, you can make her swear, because that's a general rule. Doesn't matter who the administrator is, you can make them swear that they're not, didn't embezzle anything. And came along, Rabbi Lezer says, no, even pilcha, even issa, he says anything, even matters to do with the house, pertaining to the house, her home chores,